Welcome to Chiaroscuro Tarot, The Art of Living Life. This reading is a viewer request on what will my soulmate be like. So this one should be interesting. I haven't done a soulmate reading yet before on this channel, so I'm excited to see what the piles have to offer. There are 4 piles to choose from. I pulled quite a lot of cards beforehand, but I haven't actually looked at them. So it's kind of hard for me to fit it in the frame. Pile number 1 is this stone, marked by that stone. Pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. There will be a still frame photo of the options listed in the timestamps below, so you can pause the video there if you need a moment to see things a little bit more clearly and pick which pile you are drawn to. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. A couple of things to go over. This reading is timeless, so if I recorded it a year ago, it could still be applicable to you today. If you were drawn to the reading is a general reading, so I will be picking up on general energy. So something may not resonate, some things may. So just leave what doesn't resonate and take what does. What resonates will be the message for you. And then in addition, since we are doing a reading involving another person, if you do show up in the reading, keep in mind that the interplay of energies could be vice versa. So I could be saying that your soulmate is this way, and then you're this way, and the energy between you is like this. It could be vice versa if that does happen. I don't know if that will. I haven't done one of these before, so we will see how that plays out. But they are general, so just keep that in mind. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. I'm trying to build my channel, so I appreciate all of the support. It's really wonderful. And if you do have any suggestions for additional videos, any questions you may have that would work for a pick a card reading, you can put those in the comments below as well, and I'm happy to do them for you. I pretty much am staying away from things like legal issues, health issues, because I'm not a professional in either one of those in order to diagnose anything, and then politics pretty much, because I would like to keep a happier vibe going on this channel, one that's not of fear, we'll say. Anyway, most other things are fair game. So if you have a suggestion of a video you would like me to do, please let me know in the comments. And I'm going to move on to deck number 1. If you picked pile number 1, this is going to be the reading for you on what will my soulmate be like. All right, so first off we have Otter Spirit, you are never alone. This is going to be a very supportive person. They may express their love and their affection tactilely through like holding hands or very, very touchy, as otters do. They will be there to comfort you. I'm definitely feeling from that imagery. Since, you know, otters, when they sleep, they hold hands together so that they don't float away from each other. Maybe this person will hold your hand while you're sleeping. Which would be so adorable. They are going to express themselves very, very touchy, though. Touching is going to be the way that they show that they care, that they're there to support you, that they love you, that their love is there. They're also going to want to be around you quite a lot. They like to be around the people that they love. So they will want your attention often. We have Rhino Spirit as well, overcome any obstacle. I think that they're going to be really good with dealing with obstacles. So it's interesting, there's like 5 different ways that they're going to look at obstacles. And they're kind of this person will take the time to evaluate how to overcome this, or if this obstacle is just in my way because that's not the right direction for me to go. So they're going to be very thoughtful about why things aren't going right. not in terms of I'm going to put blame on anybody, but kind of I want to understand this. So either I know how to move around, or maybe I need to move through, or maybe I need to jump over, or maybe I just need to go in a different direction. So that they understand what the proper course of action is. They may be very action oriented, or there may be times where they don't take any action because they decide, my action is going to actually go in a different direction and not engage in this. They may be very headstrong, and they may be very, I don't want to say forceful, because the rhino can be forceful, but most of the time they move around rather slowly. I feel like this is kind of they're going to go for what they want. They will take their time. It's going to go one of two ways. They're going to take their time with what they want. Maybe getting to know you. Maybe they take their time with putting that up front. They could start out as a friend. There's friendship in that card. So they could start out as a friend, and they take their time getting to know you. Either that, or they see you and they're like, I want that one, and it's full steam ahead. Like I'm going to make it happen with that person, and I'm going to let them know that I'm interested. So I kind of feel two different storylines with how that energy is going to manifest itself. We have 18, serendipity. I think the reason that they are going to be so good also with obstacles is that there is, in a way, a go with the flow energy I'm feeling here. Like this person grabs the stem of this 4-leaf clover and just goes where the luck and the positivity are. Synchronicities may be important to this person. So when they start seeing things lining up, they're thinking about hawks and suddenly they're seeing them. There's just kind of synchronicities that they may pay a lot of attention to, and that helps guide them in the direction they go. They may be a little bit superstitious, or have some beliefs that might seem kind of strange to you, like, oh, if I see 1111, this means I do this, because they've kind of set their own way of knowing what to do based on like a feel and a synchronicity, and like it may not always make sense to you how they are responding to things. Or maybe it does. Maybe it's just other people. To other people, this person has a different way of doing things. So it may match up with your way, or it may be different, and you do understand it. But to some people, this soulmate may seem like they're like kind of Pollyanna and happy-go-lucky, but they are lucky. And they also choose this way because this is the way that has guided them throughout life to have happy resolutions. So this seems like a very free, just kind of light, happy spirit that isn't fazed when things go wrong, if that makes sense, so far from what I'm seeing. Oh, look at this, the sun. Happy person. This soulmate will have embraced their inner child. They're going to be a lot of fun. To some of you, it may seem like they are being childish, but from what I'm seeing here, they aren't. They actually are very clear about what they want and willing to express what they want. But they also want to have fun. Life to them is not about the suffering and the obstacles and the misery. It's the joy of overcoming it, the joy of finding joy when things aren't going the way that you want them to. They're going to be a very joyful person. So please don't mistake this as that they are naive or Pollyanna-ish, because they're very focused on being happy. That is a good thing. So their truth, part of who they are, part of the truth of who they are is in this happiness. They may also wear their heart on their sleeve, because there is an element in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. The Sun card has a naked child riding a horse on it, and that nakedness is a sign of vulnerability. They may be very willing to show what they think and what they feel, and they're not really hiding anything. They're like this little sprite that comes in wearing their heart on their sleeve, you know, owning their truth, speaking their truth, being who they are. And oh, I lost that train of thought. You might be able to hear my dog chewing on a bone in this, so I'm sorry about that weird crunching noise, but he's having a good time, so I'm just gonna let him do it. They're just so positive, and I think people mistake this positivity as that they haven't had anything go on in their life, which I'm seeing here is not the case. The reason that they are choosing to be like this, to be open, to speak their truth, to know who they are, to embrace their inner child, to have fun in life, is because they know what it's like to not have that in your life, to not be that way. And because they are so, I think that they're a very giving person, and they've gotten taken advantage of quite a lot in the past. I think maybe there have been issues with their family as well, or something that they gave to that ended up deteriorating, that they thought would last a long time and it didn't. So this could be a past relationship. This could be problems with family taking from them and not giving anything. Something fell apart here that they gave a lot to and received nothing from in response. So they have experienced pain, they have experienced darkness, but they are choosing a life that is different than that because they don't want this life anymore. So they're actually a very strong person, probably where this rhino spirit comes in. They may be a little bit too headstrong when you meet them because they've gotten used to doing things independently, doing things their way. They'll be willing to compromise, but just keep in mind if there may any issues that come up could be because this gets triggered, because it seems that though they understand that this pain and what fell apart and the ways that they were taken advantage of has spurred them to become a better person and who they are today. This is coming up in the cards, so I still think that this is an active wound that they may be working on. Maybe they don't know how. But there is something about the way their family fell apart that can initially, if triggered, whatever, if this was a family, a job, a past relationship, I'm feeling family really hard from it for the majority of you. The way their family fell apart and the way they felt taken advantage of as a result of that is, it affects maybe initially how they're going to connect to others. So they may seem a little bit fun, but they may not actually reveal their depths initially, if that makes sense. Maybe they keep things at a fun, superficial level for a little while before they actually reveal who they are inside. Maybe that's why it's good for them to be friends with you first, because then you can start to feel safe and comfortable with somebody, and then the real opening up begins. So if they are keeping things at, I don't want to say superficial, because it's not that it doesn't mean anything. They will show that they care through touch or affection or saying very meaningful things. But if they seem standoffish, give them the time to learn to trust you. Because they trust themselves, they trust their ability to be able to express their truth, but they don't necessarily trust that it's going to be received well. So they may want to just have fun at first, and not take things too seriously. We do have 2 twos here. We have the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles reversed. I think tied to this family issue, I'm just going to call it that, because I think that's majority of what it is. When they feel like they can't move, if there isn't a decision to make, we have that rhino spirit, overcome any obstacles, going with the flow, luck is on their side. There's a lot of cards here about moving forward. So when they feel that they can't move forward, they may fall apart a little bit if they don't know what to do. Most of the time they do know what to do. But we all fall out of vibration with ourselves and have moments where we can't, we're not really listening to ourselves, because this person's really good at listening to themselves. But if they get bogged down by the BS and they kind of slip out of that fun, playful alignment that they have with themselves, they're not as able to make decisions. I also think, tied into that family stuff, when that gets triggered, I think that they put on the brakes. If they feel like they're being taken advantage of, if they feel that they're just giving to people and nobody's giving them back, nobody's giving back to them, if they feel like they're investing in something that isn't going to go anywhere, if they feel that somebody isn't committing, somebody isn't taking them seriously, somebody isn't in it like they are in it, they're going to put the brakes on. Because it triggers that family, that past feeling, and it causes them to get a little bit out of whack. And instead of knowing the way forward like they normally do, they will put the brakes on and halt things and stop it, because they need one, time to reconnect, because they're definitely out of balance when this gets triggered. But they also need time to regain their free perspective again, get comfortable being back in that again. So they may need time. If something happens and they feel out of whack, they're going to take time. They're going to want space. They're going to need, maybe, God, who knows how much time. All of a sudden, instead of action, they're going to go, no, I'm out of whack. I can't decide right now. I need time to realign with myself so that I can figure this out, because right now I don't know. I can't, where I used to have such clarity and such belief, right now I've got two swords that look the same and weigh the same, and I don't know which way is better to go, if that makes sense at all. So when this gets triggered, they're going to slow down, because this issue prevents them from really it throws them out of alignment with themselves, and then they lose that happy-go-luckiness. Yep. Oh. We have the Five of Swords reversed and the Ace of Pentacles. So they don't want to fight. Truly, deep down, they are not the fighting type. They're actually not really that egotistical either, from what I'm seeing. Conflict isn't, they don't want to engage in conflict. They want to make opportunity out of it. What door opens through this? How do we move forward in a better way, a more abundant, productive, effective way here? I'm feeling like this person's kind of like a combination of like fire and earth, which is very, very strange thing that I'm getting here, because they normally don't get along, because we do have that blazing sun, the free spirit, the going with the vibe, with the feel, with the serendipity, with the way things are lining up. It's very spiritual. But at the same time, they're also very practical. When it gets tough, when it comes down to business, they don't go into ego. They don't go into, how do I destroy you? How do I make you feel less than? How do I beat you down so that you feel as bad as I do? That is not what they do. They want to find the opportunity in what is happening and how to make this better. How do we come together so that we go off in a really prosperous direction? Through this obstacle, whatever it is, we can make something better out of it. And that is really, really beautiful, because they're not, if there's problems, they're not coming to you to rag on you. They're not coming to you to beat you down. They're not coming to you for revenge. They're coming to you because they want to work it out. And they want a better way where both people feel more abundant and prosperous in their life, more stable together. The way that they communicate, we do have two aces here, is going to be very practical and very stable, and they're going to want to generate stability within this relationship. Maybe they are a wild and free spirit, but within this relationship, they want that the way that conflict is handled to be a stable thing. It's not something to be afraid of, where people can honestly express what they're going through. And maybe it might sting a little bit because sometimes the truth hurts, but this person can work with that. They can work with the truth. They can work with the truth to make the new direction forward a better direction for both people. And that's what they want to do. That's super cool. I really, really like that about them. And the free spiritness kind of thing. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Family. Family is going to be important. Definitely. And again, there's that, even though this is Cancer, so there may be a water element here as well. They may be a Cancer sun, or sun, moon, rising, Venus, something like that. Keeping family safe. And that stability of the safety in the family. Whatever family means. Family could be a group of friends, it could be actual relatives, whatever it is. They've experienced such instability in their life that it is really important for them to have stability in the relationships that they are creating now. So they aren't going to look to beat you down. They aren't going to look to create more instability. They're going to look to create stability between the two of you. How you communicate, how you handle obstacles together. Because obstacles are where the instability comes in. So to this person, it is imperative that you guys figure out how to work through obstacles together. Because then it's solid. No matter what happens, you guys will be connected. Nothing that the world can throw at you can break that bond then. That's what they're looking for. That's the kind of person that they are. They want that forever after. They want that bond. They want to connect and be together, comforting each other and helping each other throughout life and having fun together. Having a lot of fun. But also knowing how to handle it when it gets tough. So that when it gets tough, this relationship is still a place of comfort. Even if there's obstacles, it doesn't matter. Even if the obstacles are between the two of you, you guys know that you can work it out, that you aren't going to go after each other, that they're, you know that person is in it to build something. And that brings a sense of security to them that they probably haven't had before. They've tried probably to generate it unsuccessfully because with this past energy, with things falling apart and getting taken advantage of, they may have been attracting that in the past. Somebody who just repeats what they experienced probably throughout their childhood and quite a lot into their adulthood. But they want to break this. They want somebody who values them for their weird, quirky self and is willing to work with them so that obstacles aren't an issue, because it creates this incredibly stable foundation for them where anything can happen and they'll be right there. Incredibly loyal, incredibly dedicated. I think this person's probably a little bit on the evolved side. They may still struggle with some of this past stuff, but I see them being very in tune with how things feel, with the vibrations, and wanting high vibe stuff. So they will work through conflict in order to continue to maintain that high vibe, and they'll do it in a high vibe way. The only time, if they are not high vibe, you will know, because they will retreat. And they will want some time to themselves, and they're gonna run, not run. It doesn't feel like running. It feels more like, I'm gonna put a halt to this right now. Stop. I hear like, stop, no more, stop. I need some time to process right now. And so they may kind of withdraw a little bit, where they kind of need some alone time or time to do their own thing in order to get themselves back in alignment, and then they'll come back to you. That's only if this past stuff gets triggered, but otherwise, they're still not lashing out at you. Even if this gets triggered, they know what it is. They're evolved enough to know that it isn't you, and they just need some time. It's not you. I need time to get back to me so that we can actually move this forward in the right direction. If I engage in this right now, I'm not going to know what to do. I'm out of whack, and I won't be able to to be of any help, really. It won't be constructive what I do. This is a very caring person. I think this person's got a really big heart that's been really messed with in the past. And they're looking for somebody to share their heart with. They're ready to do that. I like it. I hope this helps. This is all that I'm getting for pile number 1. This is what will your soulmate be like. And I'm trying to see if I get anything else, but I think that's it. This concludes the reading. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below if you liked the reading. And I'm going to move on to pile number 2. If you picked pile number 2, this quartz stone, this will be the reading for you on what will my soulmate be like. All right, so we have koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. This person may actually physically move slowly. Like the kind of person who strolls through the park and takes their time and enjoys the grass and the sights and the beauties. They take their time appreciating the little things in every moment, the little abundances, the little whatever. So they're not going to be the speediest moving person. That could be energetically, it could actually be physically. Maybe, they want to touch the trees and they want to enjoy the abundance and the beauty that is already around them. And by doing this, they actually generate quite a lot of abundance for themselves in their life. So whatever abundance means to them, they're very good at generating it by simply taking the time to see it in their everyday life. I think that they also do you know koalas are a type of bear? I didn't know that. It's that slow moving kind of bear motion. Bears they can move fast, but generally just kind of like lumber around. So they may be like a bigger person. Maybe they just kind of lumber around in their movements, but if they do that, the way they move is actually reflective of the way that they see the world, wanting to appreciate all of the little moments, be in the present moment with all of the things that they really value. We also have coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. So this person could be a little bit of a prankster, to be honest. Coyotes are the trickster spirit, so they could like practical jokes. They could like to laugh. They could like unexpected things. They're so used to appreciating the abundance around them that when something unexpected happens, it tickles them. Because appreciating what you normally have I don't think it does for this person, but it can get mundane. And so they do enjoy the little something different happening. That throws them off. Whoa, that's different. They could get a kick out of that. They could have a great sense of humor, a little off sense of humor. They could also be very, they could change directions a little bit unpredictably, where, they're moving around real slow, appreciating everything. And then something else catches their attention that they notice, but maybe you don't. And suddenly their direction has turned and they're slowly moving in another direction. It's interesting because we have like this fast energy and this slow energy. I really think that this is more about humor and appreciating the unexpected. I think that they'll have a really good attitude when it comes to change. They may not be super fast to change or fast to engage in it, but different things, something different and unexpected, is interesting to them. So they may actually like you. Maybe you are different and unexpected. And that catches their eye because it's out of the norm. And though they appreciate the norm, they also appreciate the fact that of when it differs. It cracks them up. Go the distance. So your soulmate will be in it to win it. They don't they don't bond to people lightly. Once they're in it, they are in it. And they will take it to the very, very, very end. Whatever the end is. But they will go the distance. They'll do what needs to be done. Again, another card of speed here. So they may not physically move very fast. But when you meet, they may move fast. Like that's my end goal there. Oh, that caught my eye. That was different. I like it. I like it. And now I'm in it. Now I want to know more. And they may push relationships quite hard. They may go hard at it in terms of how can I support this? How can I be there for you? They take it very seriously. They commit to the bitter end. Well, not that it's going to be a bitter end. I actually think this with the soulmate, it's not a bitter end. But even if it was, they don't care. They're in it. Like it's once they're in it, they just go. They can't be swayed from their direction. So they get fired up. When they want something, they get fired up. When they don't want anything, they're just kind of like plugging along, appreciating, generating abundance just by appreciating. But when they want something, man, they focus and they commit and they get it done. So that this may show up in other areas of their life. Maybe when they want something, then they go for it. They fast all of a sudden, they're going for it. Maybe they pursue you hard. They make it clear. I like you. That's what I want. I want you. And they go for it. When they want something, they go for it. They do struggle when things don't go their way. I think that they've gotten their way a lot in life, especially with how much abundance they're capable of generating with this koala spirit, and then going the distance, like how much they will go, how much they will win, how much they will commit. And so when things don't go their way, I think they struggle a little bit. Interestingly, we've got 2 cards here that could represent psychic abilities. So they may be super intuitive, maybe have a really active dream life, and in some aspect of it, they're not fully embracing it, if that makes sense. I think that they tap into it when things aren't going the way that they want them to, but when they're going the way they want them to, they kind of shut down that softer side and become a more masculine energy, a more action-oriented, go-for-it energy. So they may struggle between having integrated their masculine and their feminine a little bit. What else am I getting here? Oh, wait, I'll show you these. These are the intuitive cards here, the High Priestess and the Moon. They also, for some of you, I'm picking up that they have a fear that you will find them boring, that you won't want them because you won't be enough. Or no, that they won't be enough. I'm sorry. They fear that they won't be enough, like they don't have enough to offer, or they fear you won't want them. So for all of their, it's interesting because it's like, I feel two energies coming from this person. They can be super masculine energy and they can be super feminine energy. And it's like, because they haven't integrated it, people may struggle with them in actually understanding who they are, because sometimes they may be the more feminine koala energy. Sometimes they may be the more go the distance cheetah energy. And so they may not have had the most successful relationships because it's like swinging between two opposites, if that makes sense. That can be confusing for people if they don't understand really what's happening. It's almost like they've had people throw things at them, like you're wearing a mask, you're another person. Like when we first met, you were like this, and now you're like this, and they're not. Both are parts of them. They just haven't been integrated together, if that makes sense. So it seems like a different person, but it's actually not. It's the same person. They're just swinging between their masculine and their feminine energies instead of figuring out a way to mesh them together. I think they also don't like a lot of stress. We have the Nine of Wands reversed. They don't really want to carry any burdens. They don't really want stress. They may not work in a very high pressure position. Maybe it's a super easy position that's really menial because they don't have to think about it and there's not really a lot of stress. Or it's very repetitive, the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe they work outside because I do have some nature represented here. Maybe they do like landscaping or something and they don't really have to think about it, but they appreciate that it isn't stressful. They're not unable to create abundance for themselves though, so I wouldn't judge them if they have a position that isn't the most abundant one, because abundance to them, they're very good at generating it. So it's not about the job that they do to create money, to create money or abundance or wealth or whatever it is. To them, that's about something else, and the job is really just kind of like I don't want stress. Probably because they aren't really working on something they want. Like these jobs, maybe it's not what they want. When they have that go the distance energy, when they want something, they will go at it and they will engage in it. And it's not exactly stressful because they want to do it. But the things that they don't want to do, they don't want any stress about. They don't want to carry the things that they don't want. And I'm not sure that they respond to change quite so well. They like unexpected people maybe, or funny unexpected things, but big changes in life feel very destabilizing to them. If it's not in their control, it's a little bit destabilizing to them when things change. So they can choose to make a change. They can see something unexpected and choose to make a change, and then they're fine. But if the change seems to come externally and they don't really have any control over it, I think that's difficult for them. I think stress and change that they don't have control over can cause them to shut down. Let's see what else we get. Oh. This is so sweet. They may just want a simpler life. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean they're dumb. When I'm saying simple, I don't mean dumb or less than. I mean just a life at a slower pace. A life where the journey has the meaning and they aren't in a hurry to get anywhere, and they don't want a lot of stress. I'm really seeing that. They don't want stress. And you, my friend, stress them out when you guys meet. Because they know immediately that you're their soulmate and they want to marry you. They know. They want to create something with you, and they're stressed out because they think you're not going to want to do it. So for some reason, they feel like you won't want them. That's coming out again. They will want to create something very secure and stable with you. They will want the happy ever after. They will want to go to the distance. They will want it to be forever and ever. And that scares them. Because for some reason they feel like you're going to reject them, that you won't want them. So it may take them a while to actually, maybe it takes them a while to approach you. Maybe it doesn't with that go the distance. Maybe they come in running. For others of you, it may take them a long time. It depends on how they deal with their anxiety, with the stress and the anxiety. Do they view it as, I don't like this stress, this anxiety, and so I'm going to rectify it by pursuing this person and finding out if they're into me like I am with them, and if they're not, it sucks, but like at least I know and I can move on and the stress is gone. Either that or they want to take their time and enjoy the journey of getting to know you. I think I mentioned this before, but I think they do have a hard time when they don't get what they want. I'm going to reiterate that. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous Moon. You may actually know your soulmate. You may actually know this person already. If not, you're very close to meeting them. This is soon to happen. Maybe at the next Gibbous Moon, whenever that is. I don't know when that is in context of this video, but whenever you're watching it, whenever the next Gibbous Moon is, maybe that's when it happens. For those of you that already know this person, they may have not really revealed quite yet to you how they feel, and they're thinking about it and they're planning on it because they want forever with you. That's very interesting. I think you may know this person. If you don't, they're coming soon. But maybe that's why there's all this stress here. You already know them, and they already are really, really into you. But they don't know if you are into them. And they want to go the distance with you. They have feelings for you. They want it to be you. They want it to be you so bad, but they don't know how to say it because what if it's not? That will break their heart. If you don't feel the same, that would break their heart. And they're scared of that. I think you already know this person. Huh. Very, very interesting. Maybe this is you guys showing up in the reading. Maybe they're the koala spirit and you're the trickster that came in and just shook everything up. Taught them some lessons. You were unexpected. You were different. You were funny. You were quirky. And they're like, whoa, I like that. But Jesus Christ, am I learning right now? And things are changing really hard and really fast. And I'm really struggling with this because of what this person is teaching me. But I want more. I want this forever. This is insane. This is crazy. I can't believe that, like, I like this, and that this person who's completely turned my life upside down simply by just being in it and inspiring me and teaching me things, like, I want that. But I do, because their abundance is coming from something different. You may represent their abundance. You may be what is abundant to them. the feeling that they have around you, the way that they look at you, the maybe even the way you do, if you're a woman, maybe the way you do your makeup gets them going. Because, it looks like that coyote's got some makeup on. Or, koala's got some fancy stuff going on too. They think you look good together. I'm interested to see how this plays out. If for those of you, if you know who I'm talking about, let me know. Cause I think something's gonna pop. Something's gonna pop soon, but right now they're just they're so stressed out that you're going to reject them, and they don't do well with stress. Stress makes them shut down. So they're struggling to figure it out. To get the courage to reveal to you how they feel. There's a lot of water here. Still waters run deep. Maybe they act like they don't really feel a lot for you. Act like, macho man or tough woman, and they actually do. So they're just scared you're going to reject them. Interesting. Well, this concludes the reading for pile number 2. If you like the reading, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'm going to move on to deck number 3. If you picked pile number 3, this is going to be the reading for you on what will my soulmate be like? All right, so we have Wombat Spirit, be at home. So they might rejuvenate themselves by staying at home. That might be like their comfort zone. Kind of where they retreat. Home may be like the safe place for them. They may really value their home and their space in their home and having it be a certain way. They may also enjoy the comforts of home. They might like to eat. They may be a fan of cooking, or they might like cooking. Those kind of home comforts. Their home is probably, they keep it up really well. Or at least they just really enjoy the energy of home. I'm really just feeling, honestly, that is their safe place. That is the place where they feel the most comfortable, where they feel like they can be the true version of themselves. Then we also have Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. So when I see this panther, like, think about how a panther is. It's lounging there in the shade on a hot day, and you walk by it and you look at it and it looks at you with this piercing gaze, and you just know. You just feel the power of the animal, and you're like, oh no, I'm not messing with that. They may be a very intense person. This may also be why they need to be at home in a place to kind of recharge, because they're very intense, very courageous, very brave. They will speak their truth. They're not afraid to say what their truth is. They may have a little bit of resting bitch face. That just came into my mind for some of you out there. They may also kind of be, maybe they could have been spending they've been spending a lot of time at home, and as they come back out into the world, they're reclaiming their own sense. There's a little bit of their own sense of identity. There's a little bit of transformation here, like maybe getting out in the world and interacting with others and speaking their truth is helping them be more and more and more themselves. And they may be in the process of transforming into who they really are. Kind of leaving the comfort zone in order to really find who they are and the courage to be the authentic version of themselves out there in the world. Let's see what else we get. We have number 22, blessed. It may seem like they've got a blessed life. Maybe things just magically work out for them. They may also be very conscious of their blessings. So they may be very grateful and really practice gratitude and being appreciative of the blessings that they do have in life. And being able to even see like the little ones or the big ones, or they may be very, very aware of things to be grateful for. So gratitude could be a big thing for them. Maybe they even have a gratitude journal. Maybe they're trying to become more grateful so that they can have more blessings in life. They may be trying to, even I'm getting for some of you, wrangle kind of like, they may have had a tendency in the past to focus on the negative aspects of things, and they may be working to improve themselves, to focus on the good instead of just kind of picking at the negative of everybody. They may be trying to really focus on where the good is in life so that they have a happier life, that they have a blessed life, and so that they can actually enjoy the things that are good in their life. For some of you, I think that may be the transformation that they're working on, is to become more appreciative of what they do have. Either that, or that's just a big part of who they are. They just are appreciative of the blessings in life. They may seem blessed. Again, there's a little bit of transformation in this card. Kind of, this almost looks like a shell, like they're coming out of a shell. So they may even be learning about how the negative things that they have experienced are blessings in a way, and have made them who they are, and embracing their own strength and who they are. I think this person has felt a little bit like an outsider. I think that they have struggled with either people understanding them, or they just feel different. They feel different. They feel like people have a hard time understanding them. They feel separated. So maybe they've struggled with, fitting into groups, friend groups, work groups, school groups, family groups. There's a wide variety of social groups that can be had. And I think that they feel different from the group and struggle to really fit in. There's a sense of being disconnected here. So they may be a very, very unique person. They may also just simply be struggling with, at the time of this video that I'm recording, there are still COVID restrictions. So they may be struggling with a lack of socialization. But for the majority, I'm really feeling this message of being different and being unique, and learning even to own, learning to be in yourself, to feel confident and powerful in yourself when they've experienced a lot of kind of disconnection from being able to do that. Some of that could be through a propensity to focus, again, like I mentioned before, on the negative. Maybe they don't feel they fit into a group because they just see all of the negative aspects of the group, and so they, in essence, are disconnecting themselves from it. So they may be a little bit of a loner, or they may kind of struggle with group scenarios. There could even just be anxiety in a group setting, just period. Some people just don't like being in groups. This could also be a sensitivity to dysfunctional energy, like when they're around others, it may be difficult for them to deal with somebody who's in a dysfunctional vibration, who who's disconnected themselves, like that empathetic, the feeling gained from that, the empathy may be difficult for them to handle. There may also be problems, maybe past problems with Substance abuse, like too much partying. I don't know if that's them necessarily, or if they've just had a lot of people in their life that have done that, who have abused substances, who have partied too hard, who've tried to escape reality, who didn't even take them seriously. Maybe that's kind of another thing that I'm hearing that's separate from this partying aspect. But they may have either lost something themselves from overindulgence and partying, or they may have lost people that they cared about deeply because they were too engaged in a destructive lifestyle. They are, though. They are breaking free, though. They are releasing themselves of their own mindsets that have trapped them. So, self-development is going to be really important for this person, because they are choosing to set themselves free of the ways that they have held themselves back. Freedom may be important as well here. Being able to be themselves, being with somebody who just lets them be themselves. There's no, you know, degradation's kind of a hard word, but like beating somebody down for being themselves. They are free to just kind of be themselves, and they don't have to worry about it. That's going to be very, very important to them. Whatever it is they decide to be, there's a huge transformative element, so they may transform quite a lot. They may evolve into new versions of themselves, which could cause problems with other people because they claim, oh my gosh, you've changed. You're not the person I once met. But that's part of who they are. Part of their journey is this evolution, this ability to change, and being free to be that is going to be really, really important to them. I think they're also in the process of releasing a lot of other people's stuff. I very much feel empathy here, and empathy in the shadow sense, where you're absorbing a bunch of negativity from other people. Maybe the ways that they've struggled with negativity in the past have actually been absorptions of other people's energy, negative energy, and it wasn't really truly them, because I'm not seeing them being naturally a negative person, but there's something negative that they are, a negative perspective that they're working to break free of, and this could just be residual energies that they're picking up on empathetically. So they could be an incredibly empathetic person. This is also a reason why they will need to retreat into their home, their safe place, because that's where they can release it. They can be free to be themselves. They can have a break from the energy that is coming their way. So they may need some alone time just because of how much energy they may be absorbing when they get out there in the world. They are releasing a lot of burdens, though. I think that they are whenever you meet them, they will be changing their life. They will be releasing things that no longer work them. They're going to be de-stressing. They're going to be trying to simplify things, not taking on like other people's problems quite as much, breaking free of their own mindsets that are holding them back, so that they can move forward. They really are focused on creating a different life for themselves. And it's almost like they understand to some degree that the change starts with them. It may not be conscious change or conscious understanding, but they understand, like, I've got to change if I want my life to change, which is that's a higher vibe understanding. There may be a high spiritual component to them, but they are moving toward a different future with calmer waters. Calmer waters will be very important to them. They aren't going to want to carry the load of somebody else's stuff. Other people can have stuff. Other people can have stresses, but they aren't interested in carrying them for them anymore. Of being the receptacle to receive the negativity, of receiving the complaints and that kind of way of thinking. They aren't able to be the receptacle for that anymore. So I think they are going to be changing how they interact with other people. They're not going to allow people to sit there and complain and vent and tell them all this negative stuff anymore, because it's negatively impacting them. And it creates a burden, an energetic burden within them that they are no longer willing to carry. Thank God, because it's not theirs to carry anyway. So they're really waking up to that and owning the ways that they have contributed to that and making changes necessary for them to actually start living life for them instead of living life for other people's burdens, if that makes sense. There may be, they're breaking free of some codependent tendencies. They're also regaining confidence in themselves right now. They're really a unique, interesting person where I think that there's far more to them under the surface than what they show. There's a very stoic, calm, maybe even intense or intimidating exterior. But this is hiding a very empathetic person. A very, very kind and empathetic person who really wants to not only generate blessings for themselves, appreciate the blessings they do have, they want to generate blessings for other people. So they could be in some kind of service position where they're helping others. And they're having to either move away from that because they can't take the energetic vibration anymore of the negativity, or they're having to reframe how they're doing it, transform how they're providing this service so that they can actually not pay a price for it, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, look at that. Big heart. We have the Queen of Cups, huge nurturing heart, huge empathy. Very connected to intuition, very connected to emotions. This is probably what they're struggling with. Is also what probably makes them feel different, because they've probably been around a lot of people who have taken advantage of their willingness to want to help, their willingness, that they care, and that's what maybe makes them feel different. What makes them feel disconnected from people, because it isn't an even relationship anymore. They are definitely big into family. Again, we have the home here with that wombat spirit. We have family here. Family is very important to them. And I see them really wanting to create their own. They're really looking for somebody that can be their partner in raising kids, in creating a nice home, in creating an environment that supports the children so that they never feel the isolation that this person has felt. A place of support for kids, for each other in the relationship. Home is going to be a big thing. Having a happy, supportive home, whether it's just between the two of you or with kids involved, that's going to be really, really big to them. They may have a little bit of a temper. They may be quick to anger. We have strength reversed. They may have a little bit of a temper when things are incomplete. I think that this is really just a reflection of their own sense of incompleteness being triggered. They're working on this. They're definitely working on it. They're working on coming into their own. But there may be, maybe in the past, they may have lost their temper when people weren't filling that hole for them. They now know that that this is something they need to do for themselves. I think they've also engaged in a lot of unhealthy relationships and unhealthy situations before, that kind of put them in these places, and they're owning it. They're taking responsibility for their part in things. They are balancing. They're juggling. They're juggling in this transformation, these kind of two perspectives. On the one side, we have how much they love. sharing their love, creating a lovely home with you, and growing together. But then on the other side, there's like this defensiveness. There's this anger that stems from them not quite having resolved this yet. So I don't know what this other card here is going to say, but I would suggest taking it very slowly with this person, because they are in the midst of transformation. They're breaking codependent habits. They're breaking, old habits of even how that they've existed so that they can be a healthier person. And they need the time and the space to do this, because if they do get triggered, they may be quick to anger. Or thinking, oh my gosh, it's just not going to work out. I'm getting for a few of you, this person may be coming right out of a relationship that didn't work. It ended badly, and they need the time to rebalance themselves. But they do view you as their partner. When you meet, they're going to want that kind of life with you. They see it. They know that it can happen with you. But whether or not they're ready for it, there needs to be a little bit of patience to allow them to experience the journey of coming into their own power on their own, so that their own power is linked to themselves and not codependent tendencies. Just because I'm seeing so much connecting to other people in dysfunctional ways, they know it. They know it's time to move on. They know exactly what is going on, what they need to leave behind. And maybe meeting you is almost that it like really fires them up to do it, because there's definitely some strong commitment emotions here of really establishing something long-term with you. But they're still in the process of changing that who you are. That creates some instabilities. You're moving from one place to another. Things just kind of are a little bit crazy. And I think they want to show up right for you. So if you do meet and they are going through this, or maybe they just got out of a relationship, or maybe they've come to this conclusion of how they want to better themselves, giving them the time to do it is what leads to them really knowing you're the one. I think that they're going to know pretty quickly, but in order for them to show up right, they need the time to get right, if that makes sense. It's not that they're bad, but they're changing. And in order to get the anger about this and the hurt and the disappointment about the things that went wrong in the past, in order to move beyond that, they need time to do that. Otherwise, being with you is going to trigger that, and they're going to get angry. They're going to lash out, and this loving, kind, empathetic person with an enormous heart is going to shut down and be a jerk. And they don't want to do that to you. So I'm saying this because you don't pressure them into something that they're not ready for. Because it doesn't mean they don't love you, that they don't want you. It means that they have to finish this solo journey before they can be with you. Look at this. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. I think your soulmate is learning how to take action for them. How to live life for them is really what I'm feeling. We've got a lot about strength in here and transformation. They are turning into the pure version of them. And that's going to be magical. They will be a 100% unique person. They aren't going to necessarily fit into every situation, but it won't matter because they will care, they will value themselves enough that they'll be bold enough to be out there and find the right people. Once they line up with themselves, man, it is just game over. They also, I think, will be very focused on you. They will want you. Passion. Feeling a lot of passion, empathy, love. There is a bond here, and they're gonna want it, and you're gonna want it. They just want to make sure they're showing up right for you. And when they feel like they can show up right is when they take action. Maybe there's even a little bit of planning. I know it's Aries, which is a little bit impulsive, but that new moon has just kind of got me thinking like they need the time to wrap their head around this. Maybe this is the kind of thing that goes kind of slow until they get right, and then it just like blasts off. But there is passion here. There's connection, there's passion, there is desire, there is long-term commitment. Somebody here has been burned real bad in the past, or your soulmate has been burned. In whatever way, in shape and form that it takes, they're releasing it. And once they release it, then they will be in the position to show up right for you. And they will. This is a really deep person. The love they feel for you will be intense. This will be a very emotionally connecting relationship. There's going to be a lot of connection. They just have to be in the position to not run from it. If they're not in the right place, as soon as they feel that connection, they are going to run because they aren't ready. So don't make them run, Take your time. And then it happens when the time is right. Oh, all right. I hope you'll enjoy the reading. This concludes the reading for pile number 3. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'm going to move on to pile number 4. If you chose pile number 4, this is going to be the reading for you on what will my soulmate be like. All right, we've got Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. I think your soulmate is going to be a very intuitive person. I think that they're also going to give you this amazing gift of helping you transform your darkness into light. I mean, bats can see where there is no light. Their vision is a different kind. I think that they're going to see things differently. They're going to be able to look at your hopes and your fears and your dreams, and then they're going to help transmute all of that into something that's achievable for you. I think they do this in their own life. I think that they're going after their dreams, and that in itself can be very inspirational. They're creating a new life for themselves. And I think they're actually really good at helping other people do this as well, to be able to see things in a different way and how to meld them into something better. It's almost like I'm feeling this situation where I see you telling them like about the darkness in your soul or the things you've struggled with, and their perspective is so different on it. They pick up on things you've never even thought of, and the way that the kindness that they show you, and the lack of judgment. They go by their intuition. They're like, well, wait a second here. Like, what if we thought about it this way? And you're like, what? Why hadn't I thought of that before? So there's something about them that also will help you transform as well. A very kind of supportive energy, unafraid of the dark. They're not afraid to navigate unknown territories or anything like that because they're a very intuitive being and they listen to their own internal guidance. So if you were to show them a dark side, it wouldn't scare them because they rely on their own intuition to help them navigate it in a way that works for everybody. I'm still getting a huge transmutation, seeing the darkness and transmuting it into something else. The bats make their home in the dark, like they aren't scared of it. And I don't think that this person's going to be scared of anything that you have to tell them. We also have antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. We kind of have, in a way, though the bat isn't moving, we have like flight represented here and running. They may be a little bit of a runner when it comes to their own stuff. I also think that they may move at a very fast pace. They're very good at manifesting what they want. And even helping others manifest it as well. But their life, when you meet them, things are going to be speeding up for them. We've got 2 dreams about manifesting your dreams, achieving your dreams, going for your dreams. And I think that they're very much going to be focused on building the dreams that they want. Maybe it's a relationship. They have a dream relationship that they want, and they're very focused on the qualities of what they want that to be so that comes into their life. That maybe there's a career aspiration, maybe there's whatever their dreams may be. They're gearing up to go for it if they aren't already going for it already. So their life may be a little bit busy because they are generating their own dreams right now, or whenever you meet them. It's a powerful person. Yeah, we have building blocks, 28. They're building something. They want to build their dreams. Piece by piece, they're willing to put in the effort. As a relationship card, they're willing to build the solid foundation. Brick by brick, they're willing to take the time to do that. They will put in the effort. Her dress looks like it's almost built of blocks too. It's kind of cool. And in a way, she's like conducting the symphony of where the blocks go. She knows what she wants to build and she's going to build it. So this person knows what they want. And they have every intention of manifesting and building all of their dreams, especially with you. They may see you and be like, I want that. No, I take that back. This person's going to be more like, I want these qualities. And they're going to meet people. And when they don't have all of the qualities, they're just not going to engage, because why would they start building a foundation with somebody that doesn't have everything that they want? So they're very, very picky. There may be a little bit of judgmentalness, a little bit here, because I'm seeing her standing like up on this tower, like she may see herself above others. But in a way, I'm not getting that it's like you're less than. It's just that she has achieved. She has done so much. This person has done the brave things. And so they do have a high regard for who they are. And they do also have a high regard for whom they want in their life. This person's got to match their ability. So if they're looking at you, it's because they think that you meet it. We have flexible reversed. So we have building blocks, very rigid, very structured, very regimented. Perhaps this person's got a lot of daily routines and they don't like them broken. We've got flexible reversed here. So they may struggle with flexibility when things change. You're building this structure brick by brick. And if something changes, does the whole thing crumble? It's not very flexible, is it? Like if you took out this chunk right here, it would just topple over. So I think that this person is learning about going with the flow, about flexibility, about letting go of control issues, about releasing the responsibility of having to build everything. Like sometimes you just have to be flexible and let things go as they go. Knowing the end goal is good. Be flexible about how you get there. And so this person is learning. They're so driven. They're so ambitious. They're so focused. They know so clearly what they want that they have a hard time being flexible about that. They're also very good at manifesting what they want. So when it doesn't come quite like they want it to, being able to adapt to that is difficult for them because they're kind of used to getting whatever they want. In a constructive way. This isn't like I'm a toddler and throwing a temper tantrum and that's what gets what I want. They're getting what they want by doing the right stuff. They're doing it in the right way. They struggle with change because they're so focused, they're so motivated, they're so driven. If something, derails them off course, it's difficult for them to adjust. Maybe they're not even looking for love. Your soulmate might not even be looking for love. And when you come into their life, you may be throwing them off course. And they're struggling with integrating that into their life because they've already got all of these dreams and all of these things set. And now all of a sudden, there's another component that they didn't expect and wasn't built into the equation. And now they've got to adjust and they're struggling with adjusting that. Because flexibility is not their strong suit. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. I don't think that they see you coming. Or saw you coming, if this is something that you're actually involved in. I see them as having been spending time alone. And being good with it. They were fine. They were fine on their own. With the Four of Swords, and then that changed. We have Death and the Lovers. Then boom. Then it changes with you. And there's this intense connection. And it's immediate. It's fiery. The connection is hardcore. Suddenly, they're not alone all of the time anymore. It changes, and then there you are. And they don't know how to handle it. They do not. We have the Knight of Cups reversed, the Two of Cups. We've got the Lovers and the Two of Cups. I don't know what is more of a soulmate, but this person is struggling or struggles with it because they weren't expecting it and they don't know how to handle it. They may struggle with any disappointment that they feel in regards to maybe things aren't going the way that they want. It's so funny because you have all of these indications that this is an amazing connection and they're just like, I don't know if this fits into my life. I don't know if this is if this is right for me. Oh, look, that little thing went wrong. Now I'm just massively disappointed and this just can't be because I can't have this. I'm so inflexible. I can't have any instability in my life because it messes up all of the other things because I've linked everything together. And so if you make me emotionally unstable, then I'm not stable enough to do X, Y, and Z. And then there's this ripple effect and I can just see this like obsession with this, where your soulmate is really struggling to let go of control. And it's funny, it kind of transforms into like a how do I say this? I'm struggling with the words. Like initially it might start as, I don't know how to fit this into my life. And then eventually as they develop, more and more feelings for you, as the feelings grow, as they get overwhelmed by the amount of love they feel for you, they start really worrying that, well, what happens if this fails? What happens if I lose this person? They mean so much to me. And that inflexibility now transmutes into less about my life and more, or less about their life and more about, like, well, what happens if you leave me? Because they have it all together, basically, and you come in and shake it all up. And it is passionate, and it is fiery, and there's love, and there's like an even thing going on here. It's like, you know, they feel like they finally found somebody that's their equal. And they don't know how to integrate it. There's almost a little bit of disbelief. Like, is this person real? Do they really feel this way about me? Can it really be this good? Can it really be this right? They're doubting it for some reason. Let's see what else we got. It's interesting. Once this person gets over their fear that you're going to leave them, like enough time goes on kind of thing, or they deal with what they need to deal with, they want to build something with you. They want you to be a part of their dreams. We have build represented here twice with building blocks and the Three of Pentacles. They want you co-creating with them. They want you manifesting with them. They want the world to be the two of yours playground instead of you guys getting played by the world. They want to build with you. Work with you. But they have to get over this, to get to that point, which is definitely there. Your soulmate's going to have to get over their insecurities about you leaving them, or the insecurities about that they won't be able to manage it, that like this relationship can't fit into their life. I think they're going to feel so strongly for you that if things go badly, it does in effect have it has a ripple effect in their life. Because they're seeing you being integrated into everything. That's their solution. They want you to be part of everything that they do, part of what they're building. They want you to be a part of it. So if you leave, all of those things that they're building now crumble, and that's what they're afraid of. They're deathly afraid of it. But at the same time, the connection is so strong and so big, they can't deny this urge where they just want you there. They want you engaged in their life. They want you creating with them. And I'm seeing that this is reciprocal. I mean, not necessarily that you are going through the same things, but we have the Lovers and we have the Two of Cups. There is an element of mirroring here. So you may be struggling with the same thing. The twos, kind of like looking at each other. You might be struggling with the same thing. So understanding and giving each other the time to work this out is what gets it worked out. Even talking about it on another level. Flexibility is definitely needed. There is a shift that needs to be made. And this needs a little bit more flow. Your soulmate needs a little bit more go with the flow and less rigidity. I think your soulmate's been on their own for so long. They're so used to doing things the way that they do them that they're having trouble being flexible when that changes. And some of that is a fear. If I really integrate this person, is everything just going to get destroyed? Is everything that I'm working for, all my dreams, going to be destroyed? I don't see that it's going to be, but this is a fear that they are at least initially working through to get to the point where they can actually build with you. I see this being a really magical and interesting relationship. It's very much like a power couple, but it's just getting to the point. You know, it was unexpected. You were unexpected to your soulmate. And now there's a rebalancing that has to happen. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Yes, your soulmate has got to work through these fears with regards to you. Oh, they feel the connection so hard. It's so terrifying to them. I don't know if they ever thought that they would feel this connected to another person. And it's terrifying because what if you go? What if you leave? What if I'm not good enough for them? You know, kind of thing. Those fears creep in and sting your soulmate. Sting them. They're causing them to have some real inner turmoil and some pain. But I think that they will work through their fears. Especially if you have enough patience and, you know, go with the flow, where you're the more flexible one, and that kind of helps balance things out so that the two can be integrated, where maybe your soulmate brings more structure to you and you bring more flexibility to your soulmate, and you guys, instead of fighting it, can actually integrate it into a nice middle ground. That's just another thing that popped into my head. But your soulmate is terrified of you because of how much they feel for you. The bond is strong in this one. The passion is strong. The energy, the manifestation. It's so funny because we've got them like able to transmute your darkness into light, but they're struggling. They're struggling to do that for themselves with these fears. But they will. They will succeed. You mean that much to them that they will figure this out. Because at some point they realize this is the love of a lifetime. If I mess this up and I don't give this a shot, I'm an idiot. This is making me like get a little bit emotional. It feels really intense, this connection. But they're going to be like, I know I'm scared, but I can't let this go. I can't mess this up. And if it doesn't work, I at least gave it a go, and I got to have the love of a lifetime in my life. That is worth it. This person is worth the potential that they might leave. It is worth it for me to do this. They're going to come to that conclusion. And they're going to tell you that it's just going to deepen the bond, let me tell you. Woo! Ooh. For some of you, I'm getting the feeling that this is a relationship you're already in. But for some of you, when this comes, it's going to seem like it comes out of nowhere. It comes when you least expect it. This magic. Oh man, this concludes the reading for pile number 4. If you like the reading, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.